All right, if this doesn't fix it, you should be able to see me and hear me. I think I need a new program on this computer. Every time I pull up the program, it turns my mic off, and then I turn it back on, and it has disabled everything, and it's very annoying. So maybe a new program, maybe there's an update I'm missing. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. This is now round 3, and it's funny because this is round 3 for her. All right, so I was saying she has a new trial coming. She attacked a prison guard and a nurse that worked in the prison, and her trial date is in October. So they have all these hearings beforehand. And if you watched any of her first trial for her horribly killing her lover, they weren't really calling him a boyfriend. I mean, she decapitated him. It was horrific. And through this whole process, she shows no emotions. The only time she showed emotion really was when her dad and one of her friends took the stand, and she was smiling and laughing. And you see all these pictures of her from before, like she had dated somebody for a long time and she looked normal and happy, and I have not ever seen her like that since all of this began. So I don't know if she's on heavy medications. She probably should be. But yeah, she has not been what I would say normal is ever since this happened, and it just continues to go on. So yesterday they had a hearing. Oh good, thank you, Dee. Yesterday they had a hearing, and that is what I really wanted to watch with you guys. So right before we put it on, I'm going to play the 2 clips of the other hearings that she's had with this same attorney, of her attacking her attorney. And I mean, he is a saint. I can't imagine being put in that situation. And he's still with her. He's still on board. And that's what makes this yesterday's hearing very interesting. So we're going to get there in just a second. Moving myself to the corner, putting this on. Let me know if there's anything. I'm watching the audio like a hawk right now just because it's been a continuous issue with this program. Okay. Let me know also if you want it like louder or anything. I can do that. Okay. So this is the first time.
I'm looking at the week of May 15 for the trial.
And there is audio with this, but it's such a choppy video.
Stop it.
There was no noise. The attorney didn't do anything. Security guard is right there ready to go. But then here's the second time. And I pulled this from Inside Edition. I was looking for the real one, but I couldn't find it really quick. So we're going to watch this. It's very short. But yeah, like same thing. There's nothing that's happening. Nothing's going on. And she just jumps on him. So here we go.
The 27-year-old had public outbursts of violence as well, famously attacking her.
Yeah, their clips are all not working. So they had also then, during the different hearings and even when the trial was going on, they had kept covering her mouth. They were afraid that she was trying to bite him. One of the times, she was taken out of the room and he looked at the other attorney and went, and it's just funny because he has no emotions. He doesn't say anything to her when she's doing this. And yet he is still there with her. So they come in yesterday. It's ready to play. This is what we first get to see is she is tied down to this chair, if you even want to call it that. And for good reason, right? I mean, she's done this now twice to just him. So who knows what she would do. So let's watch. Hopefully this one will be a little bit less choppy. It's court TV, so it should be.
Hey, how you been? I'm alright, man. Yeah. Haven't seen
So
you
he
in a
walked
minute.
in and he asked her,
Yeah. How
"Are you
been?
okay? How are you feeling?" And she said, "Good." You could barely hear it. They don't have the mics teed up for this part.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm all straight.
Feel better?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. They're talking. Probably right about here.
And a list of proposed jury instructions will be due on October 1st. Mr. Freilich, do you want anything scheduled between now and then?
Not at this time, Your Honor. If I need to, could I just contact the court?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
So, one other thing I want to,
Your Honor,
yeah.
Attorney Tony did just get back to me. He has an intentional homicide October 8th through the 10th.
What does the 27th through the 31st look like for you, Mr. Freilich?
27th, 31st of October.
Yes. 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. I have all week, so we can find 3 days in there.
Sure. I'm open. I just have a final divorce hearing on October 30th at 1:30.
Okay.
But otherwise, if we could start in the beginning of the week, that'd
Sure.
work out great.
Block.
I knew something was coming because he looked at her, looked at the prosecutor,
That works.
and is waiting.
Okay. All right.
He has a Len bias the week later, so he'd prefer earlier in the week.
Sure. We'll schedule it for October 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Okay?
The state's witness list and any motion that needs to be heard prior to trial will be due on September 29th then. The defense witness list and motions eliminated will be due on October 13th. And a list of jury instructions will be due on October 20th. So the October 27th, 28th, and 29th is the jury trial date. Those other dates, Mr. Freilich, will be on the hearing notice for the jury trial.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. So the last time we were in court, we were scheduled for a preliminary hearing. At the preliminary hearing, there was an outburst by Ms. Schabusiness. At that point, she was tackled to the floor and she was removed from court. And then we proceeded with the preliminary hearing. At that point, I found that Ms. Schabusiness had waived her right to be personally present at that court date. And so a preliminary hearing was held. She was bound over and then bound over to this court. An arraignment was held, and we're here today scheduling. I bring this up only to point out, I think I have a duty to Ms. Schabusiness to warn her that any future outbursts like that could prevent her from being personally present even at the trial. So I just want to make sure that she's aware of that. She's here today, everything's fine. But moving forward, I just want to make sure that she's aware of that. You understand that, Mr. Freilich?
I understand that, Your Honor. Understood.
Okay.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Today, my client is in a chair with wheels. Her legs are strapped. Her waist is strapped, and she's got handcuffs on. I would ask respectfully to the court, at future hearings, I'd ask that she not be shackled. I have a relationship with her. I've represented her before. I think we have a good relationship, and I'd ask that you consider my request for her not to be shackled during the trial or any future proceedings.
I guess I'm not going to take a position on that right now. Obviously, at the trial, there's going to have to be some type of, we're going to have to address it. Maybe we should address it. Maybe we should schedule a motion hearing or something before then.
Okay.
To address that issue. I think, obviously she has a right to be in civilian clothes and those type things. I'm sure you're gonna ask for that. And
Yes, I will.
so,
Okay.
Ms. Block, do you want to schedule something now about that, or do you
Yeah,
want to
that's
wait?
fine. That's
Okay.
something I can handle if Eric's not available for, or Jeff.
Okay. I mean, you would agree that she'll be present for the trial when it begins in civilian clothes and those type of things, right, Ms. Vlog?
Yes.
I can put in a motion on that, Your Honor, as well.
Okay. If you're here, if you want to get a date, I can give you a date. Do you want to do the afternoon or the morning of the 10th? I think, did we say the 8th, 9th, and 10th you were available? Or was it the following week?
I think you said the trial October 27, 28, 29, right?
We moved it, but originally wasn't it, I don't know who has
you
their
said-
phone up back there. Go
I think
ahead.
you said October 8th, maybe, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Initially, right?
Yep.
I'm
there
good with
it
that
is.
day.
Yeah,
They're
Eric's
gonna
an
do a
intentional
hearing.
homicide, but I can handle that.
So they agree that she can wear street clothes. They're going to do a hearing about how she's going to be tied up, if she's going to be tied up. Her attorney's trying to get that removed. When he was talking, I just need to zoom in on her face. Let me find where it's at. Might be right even here.
I think we have a good relationship, and I'd ask.
Let me zoom in on that face really quick. I was like cracking up last night watching this. I was so overtired. But she just looks like she does not like him. There he is saying, we have a great relationship. And she looks like she's scowling at him. And here he is saying, like, he wants her not to be wearing anything. I'm like, she's attacked him twice. She's attacked a prison guard, a nurse, and I just think, you have all these people in the gallery that maybe friends and family, but also there's like students that are trying to become attorneys and things like that. And it's like, who knows what she's going to do? You really want to have her be free to attack everybody? So I was pretty shocked. But yeah, when I saw her face, I was like, oh my gosh, I could see her doing it again. And she does not look like she's looking at him like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything. We're close. She's just mean mugging him, in my opinion. So yeah, this will begin in October. Sounds like they set the hearing to talk about that issue, which we will be watching because that's going to be crazy. Hopefully she has something. I don't think it's a good idea after she's proven to be unsafe, not even just for him, but for other people who work at the prison. So, all right. Finally got done with it. I'm glad the audio was kind of working. I'm going to go and update this and see if there's anything else I could do with this. Otherwise, this whole coming weekend, I'm just going to find a better program. Some of you guys have been such troopers with this, and I appreciate all the help. So, all right, I will be back on here later. I have a Maxwell trial that I've been catching up on. We are on I think we have part 2 of day 2, and we're still a couple days behind them. So definitely this whole weekend, I will knock the rest of it out, and we'll be up to date for next week when hopefully they're resting and we get to hear the verdict. So, all right, I will see you later.